Welcome. The War Chief of Light is back in the epic video. Hi, my name's PBG. Listen, you can call me whatever you seem fit. Peebs, PB, War Chief. Listen, we are fine, okay? Either way, since Final Fantasy 16 just got released on PC, we're starting to see everybody starting to play it. It's big, it's huge, it's amazing. I figured now would be time to release my review since I finished it like late in the summer. So let's talk about Final Fantasy 16.
I'll kill you. If it's the last thing I do.
And no, we will not be spoiling the game for you. However, spoilers for this video, it's a great game. It's incredible. Let's start nice and easy. Final Fantasy XVI is an action RPG that is centered around Clive and Jill and Torgal, don't forget Torgal, who are put through actual fucking hell because they're in countries that are struck by war. Magic is a finite resource, and people that can use it are currently being enslaved. And there's a big rush for power. So there's a lot going on, which is pretty typical to any Final Fantasy game, if I'm not gonna lie to you. And things take some very quick, dark turns fast. Now, let's be real. This is Final Fantasy. As a genre, they are very well known for messing with your head. There will be twists and turns, hundreds of them. Some you will predict, some you will absolutely not. I don't care who you are, you did not predict them, I don't believe you. There's also a lot of Final Fantasy isms in there. You know what I mean? There's a Moogle. He's cute. Actually, he looks like the Final Fantasy 14 ones, which are my favorite, but anyway. There's chocobos. There's also, like, the music, which is iconic. Which, listen, when you level up, you know you've leveled up, okay? Da-da-da-da-da-da. You know, okay? So all that fun little stuff is in there. You've also got Acons, which we've seen under many different names, from Primals to Espers to any way you know. Ifrit, Shiva, Bahamut, which Bahamut to me is the most iconic, and I'm not gonna lie to you, this game delivers. Bahamut looks good. They all look good, who are we kidding? Either way, that's what we're dealing with as a story. That's the foundation. Which, would you believe, online people were like, hey, this is not a Final Fantasy game. And to me, the only question there I have is, have you ever played one? Because literally, it's all there. And I said it at the beginning, I don't know if you caught it, but this game is rated mature, which is brand new for the series. So it's like Final Fantasy meets Game of Thrones. There's some like actual like decapitation of chocobos. No, that's not a spoiler. That's in the demo, and it hits you and you're like, oh! You also see some shit. You absolutely do. You also have some actual like lovers in this game. No, you don't see the bits. Don't be good now, okay? It's not Baldur's Gate. You also have some very tender adult moments that are non-sexual that are great. The writing is very much geared towards an older audience, and it shows. So right off the bat, if you are not the type who likes mature games, you don't like a heavy-handed storytelling with a lot of maturity to it, and it's okay if you don't. Listen, there are some people that when they play video games, they want to forget everything, and they want it cozy. Don't talk to me about this stuff. This one isn't for you, and that's okay. And we're going to start with the negatives, okay? Because the positives are so good. So the first thing that is a major negative for this game is its heavy-handed writing of slavery. Heavy-handed, very direct, overt, and probably the first 60% of the game. So quite a chunk is dedicated to the theme of slavery. It's a lot. Now, I'm completely aware that I'm translucent white. I'm so white. But the reality is that we need to save space for people that are not comfortable with that storyline, do not want to see it in video games, do not want to see it in their media, and that's okay. 100% okay. The idea here is that if that's you, this game is not for you. I will admit, the story is told with tact. The story is told in a way that obviously portrays it as an extremely negative, and you're essentially fighting it. But again, if that's not for you, you don't want that storyline, this is a skip. On a much lighter note, another point that was a negative is the side quests. Now, the side quests really build the world out. And if you do them, some will progress and you'll get a whole set of branches of storylines that go through, which some of them are excellent, okay? However, the MSQ really keeps a very specific beat. And once you've done a little bit of it, you get the beat. Fetch quest, story building quest, fetch quest, story building but getting there, fetch quest, and then bam, you get something exciting, and then you'll play for like 3 hours straight. The side quests break that. And you're really taken out of that mode. You're like, oh, okay, so we're going to stop the exciting bits and just collect these flowers for this guy. And then you find out why. Like, oh, shit. Regardless, they're worth it. But if some people said they didn't like it, I get it. I'm not going to argue. They're right. Another negative point in the game is the level of difficulty. I am a mediocre player. We're not going to bullshit each other here, not now. And I found it very fair. Okay, some of the fights were hard. Some of the fights I had to redo a few times. But we made it, okay? There are a lot of people that complained that the higher level of difficulty was only available after you beat the game the first time. And listen, if we want to have a spectrum of players playing, that means all of it should be available from day one. I'm sorry. Even though I'm not going to be the person playing it on hard, even after I played it once, twice, 5 times, it should still be available for that type of player, even if I am not that type of player. I'm also the person that believes there should be an easy mode to all games, but again, to me, it should go both ways. That's where the negatives end. Let's get to the good stuff. Jill and Clive are absolutely incredible characters that support each other, that just go through shit together, and it's incredible. I won't be spoiling the story for you, so will they, won't they? That's on you to find out. But when you're playing it through, this isn't just oh, you have trauma, I will fight the bad guy. No, you don't get that. Like, you actually get great world building. You will help the other through their traumatic shit or whatever bullshit they have to deal with. It's actual adult writing and doesn't feel so much video games. It feels novelesque. Which brings me to my next point. At first, I didn't like Clive. I didn't. I'm sorry. When you go through 3 time skips, okay? He's a young boy, he's 28, he's 33. The first bit there, whatever, he's a kid. You deal with him, you deal with him. The second bit, 28, he's a little arsehole. He's a shit. I honestly felt like he was written poorly, that he was just a trope, and I probably would never like him. Edgy for the sake of edgy. Honestly, he reminded me of that, like, Locke type character, you know the type, that Final Fantasy has been trying to pinpoint for a long time, okay? So your Thancreds, you get it, okay? I don't like that. However, when the boy hit his 3rd time skip, he shifted. His stance shifted. His voice shifted. How he answers stuff shifted. His opinions shifted. He grew up in those 5 years, which is very much like reality. I don't know about you guys, but I tell people that I hit adulthood at 27. Because to me, that's when I got, okay, I got it, got my shit together, kind of not really, but at least I feel like an adult. I got it. Clive nails it. They nailed it. Even how he reacts to Jill, how he talks to her, how they deal with problems together, everything shifts for him at 33. And it shows. There are some scenes, again, we will not spoil nothing, that even his tender moments, whether it's among friends and family, are really good because he's matured, and it shows, which, kudos to the voice actor. Listen, Ben Starr, we know he's fantastic, there's no doubt there, but to really catch 2 different parts of someone's life and have that shift so large, nailed it. There's also something to be said about how this game treats women. The women you do meet are in positions of power for the most part. And there's even a section with sex workers. And let me tell you, those sex works run the fucking town. They run everything, above board and below it. No, that's not a sex joke, but it kind of fit. Perfection, finally. And speaking of perfection and finally, Final Fantasy XVI has a gay couple. Not just a random NPC either that you'll see once and never see again. You've probably seen it on Twitter, but again, I promised you no spoilers, so you'll have to figure that one out. But yeah, a character that is gay. That it just exists and is gay. Took 16, but we got it. While we're looking at the little stuff, the gameplay for this was incredible. I will be the first to admit, action RPGs don't tend to be my thing. I played Final Fantasy VII Remake and Rebirth, and clunky. Okay, if you told me that's how the genre is as a whole, the answer would be, well, I'll play it for the story. This was good. This was really good. When you use your powers, you feel badass. You feel like you do the big ouchies. Again, when you get hit, you deserve it. You feel like it doesn't feel unfair. They really did a good job on this. I'm legitimately very impressed. And except the gameplay is something I didn't think I'd enjoy, and I did. While we're here about the gameplay, the most fun is the Moogle Hunt board. There's a hunt board. Big badass enemies. Those are the best fights in the whole damn game. There's a dragon that whooped my ass for like 2 hours. I loved it. The scream I let out when I finally kicked its ass. Excellent. Loved it. And of course, I cannot finish this review without mentioning the best part of the game. Torgal. That's a good boy. That's a really good boy. You can pet the good boy. You give the good boy cookies. That's a good boy. That's the goodest boy. They even have him as a puppy. Which...
Go on. You're sure to hit him eventually.
Puppy.
Don't give up now.
There's the puppy. Yes. Oh, there's a puppy.
Quiet, Torgal. Sorry, boy. Not now.
There's a look. Now this is quality gaming.
The
Pet the
capital
puppy.
rejoices at your safe return. Your grace. Your grace.
Bring the puppy. The puppy's gotta come.
Torgal. Good luck.
Bye. Look at the good boy. The puppy's back. Yes.
So much for you being a fine hound.
You stop that. I will not take Torgal slander here. Sir, I don't care if you're Clive. No, Torgal slander. This is one game that will stick with me. It is incredible. And I'm going to leave you with something that, again, I promised you no spoilers. Okay? However, this is my reaction to the ending 20 minutes after I turned off my PlayStation. So I finished Final Fantasy XVI. I'm not okay. That dog howling. Nope. Play the damn game. It's great. Anyway, have fun, BC gamers. It's worth it. Buy it. Enjoy it. I did. Have a legendary night, and I can't wait to see you guys again on the next one. The part I love was getting long, so I couldn't mention it, but have you seen Sid? Have you heard Sid? Just Sid. Buy the game just for Sid. And hopefully the mods that will eventually come for Sid. I see you, Final Fantasy community.